Hi, pursuers. Welcome back to another episode of The Pursuit of Happiness Nas. We are doing our Bravo effing Bravo recap show. Today I am going to do some Southern Charm recaps. Now, Southern Charm did start, I believe, the week before BravoCon. And it's 2 episodes out now, so it is one of my favorite shows. I just really want to get into it. There's lots to discuss. I just wasn't sure. As the shows pop up, if I'm interested enough to do them, if I really have strong opinions or I feel like I have an opinion that is worth expressing out loud, I will put my 2 cents in. So let's start off with Craig is having a conversation with Madison at the very beginning of episode 1, Southern Charm. Now, I really do like Craig in a relationship. Like, he's grown on me throughout the years. And when he was with Paige, he was like almost like so much more attractive. Like, there was just something about him being like a taken man and like being really well kept that like made me find him so much more attractive. But I hate Craig outside of a relationship. When he was having this conversation with Madison, I could see old Craig in his eyes. Like, I could just see it. Like, and just his ranting and raving. And you can also tell that he's drinking again because he's just kind of like all over the place. And I think it's really hard for him to kind of like stay on track with something. So you can just see his thought process, like, because he does, in a sense, wear his heart on his sleeve, and he's always sort of just rambling on, but like in no particular order. And like first he's talking about how Paige used to sit in the backyard, and then like something about this and Sally and Austin, and it just was like, you know. And I know he's catching up with Madison, but. And then he was with some girl because he didn't want to be alone. And so, I mean, you can appreciate the honesty, but there's just something about Craig, like outside of a relationship, that just does not make me like him. Like, he just rubs me the wrong way. Next scene, you see Shep going to a store to buy, I guess, Madison's having a baby shower coming up. So they're all going and buying things, I guess, for this baby shower. And one thing about Shep is like, yes, he's one of the older guys on the show, which is a big ick, but he also has old school railroad money, which is what I heard Craig say on Jeff Lewis's podcast. So it means that his money goes way back. His family does have money. He's never worked. He's a trust fund boy. Why be on a show, though, that's constantly editing it to make you look bad? Like, he's talking to the store clerk, the salesperson in this baby store, and he's rambling on and on and on. And you can just tell now after he rambles, he goes to look for products for Madison's baby shower. And then you can hear one of the sales girls under her breath mumble, "So awkward." Now, you know that was said at a different time, but they just edited it to make it seem like they were saying that he's so awkward. But why do that to him? Like, why make him look that way? And why stay on a show when you have so much money to look that way? It's just so weird. But then also, speaking of his railroad money, it's also so cringe that he's so cheap, because when Austin comes to meet up with him, they're looking at, you know, gifts for Madison, and he's like revolted at the price of these items. It's like, dude, like, you're actually complaining? Like, the amount of money that you spend on alcohol per day, per week, and you're complaining about $100 gift? Oh my God, I cannot with Shep. Austin, let's talk about Austin. So Austin appears, they start chatting. Austin is such a Peter Pan. And I did not know what Peter Pan syndrome was. I was just like, this man does not want to grow up, but he is the definition of Peter Pan. Like, grow up, Austin. And if you don't want to grow up, stop taking all these girls for a ride. Like, he's saying that he loves his girlfriend, but he also loves his alone time. Like, you're almost 40. Isn't he almost 40 or like 40 plus? This girl is not married, doesn't have kids, but he loves his alone time. Like, it's not even a figment of his imagination that in the future they could possibly be together. Like, what is he doing? Like, if that is not the definition of Peter Pan, I don't know what is. Okay? And actually, I think to this day they probably aren't together, because I haven't heard of her at all in the Bravo realm at this point being together. So I think she got the clue as she left, but at the time that this was filmed, like, she was there and she believed all his stupid lies. I cannot with these guys, you know? So far, the show has introduced us to Craig, Shep, and Austin, and ick. Like, they're the ick ball factor. Like, ick squared. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, ugh. Okay, we move on to Molly and her snakes. Oh my God. So I love Molly. But oh my God, her and her snakes with the dead mice, frozen mice, especially remind me of this girlfriend that I used to have named Kim. And she went on a vacation and she asked me to go buy, I don't even know how I did this because I scream at the thought of mice or any type of rodent. She asked me to go to the pet store to get her mice for her snake. And I don't even remember how I did this, like, cause like I'm so deathly afraid of it, thinking back at it now. But I had to go buy the mice, and I just dumped it in the snake cage, and then I just left. Like I didn't even want to see it get eaten, nothing. But Molly totally reminds me of Kim because she's just like not afraid. She has a snake, and like she also has another pet. And it's like Molly's just like the pet whisperer, you know, not even like the dog whisperer or anything, like literally pet whisperer. She also has her dog, which is like the cutest one, to be honest. But all these like reptiles that she's taking care of, like, girl, no. Like, girl, bye. Give those away. Like, they belong like in the wild, okay? But Rodrigo comes over, brings her some things to help her out with her move and whatnot, because I guess she just moved into her place. I love Rodrigo. He's so right. I love him. She's probably just moved into her place though, and not to mention these southern homes and like in Alabama, I've seen, because I used to watch a lot of like house flipping shows and house buying shows in Alabama and like South Carolina. Like they're so small. Like I grew up in Vancouver. Like Vancouver has huge homes. Like even the standard home is huge. Even me moving from Vancouver, Canada to Mexico, like the homes look considerably smaller. Like my storage room, like I try to figure out, I'm like, I need to have a certain amount of square footage to be able to bring all my stuff from my storage room in Vancouver, which hasn't been done yet, by the way, but et cetera, et cetera. But he definitely does say that Molly is a hoarder, and I feel like it's just because maybe she just moved into her place, so it's just kind of like disorganized, but the editing did do her dirty. It did look like she hoarded a bit, and she's probably just like, you know, not her focus. She'd rather do so many other things than clean, right? So they also flash back to the fact that Molly had a little fling with Shep, and ew, she deserves so much better. But, you know, if that's what knocked her socks off and got the job done, then go Molly, because I love her. Then it enters a scene with Venita. I love Venita. There's just something about Venita, like, I'm a little bit rough around the edges, so I love when I see women that are like always look put together and organized, and she's very sharp, and she's got like, she's a woman of clean lines, you know, like she just looks very immaculate. Like she always looks like a masterpiece when you see her. She doesn't really look like disheveled or like she doesn't know what's going on. Like she's always like, she moves with intention, and I admire that, and I value that so much about her. And then it also shows Sally because they're having a conversation. I feel like Sally looked better last season. I don't know if maybe she was a bit thicker. She's a naturally tiny girl, but there's something that looks different in her face. I know her hair color changed, but I really think it's the losing too much weight, or maybe that like dress that's kind of like got the one, like the blue, and she's got her hair back in the confessional, and it's got just the one shoulder. It just doesn't do her justice. Like, it looks like her chest is so forward, and I know that she had her boobs done and then she took her boobs out immediately after. She regretted it, but there's just something that looks weird in that scene, you know? But they get into the fact that, you know, first let me say this. I was really on JT's side when he first came on the show, and then I found out that him and Venita might have a thing. Like, I was like, yes, go JT. But he really let me down on the shit that he pulled on Benita, and then he like just ghosted everybody. And I feel like part of the reason that he ghosted is because he's just embarrassed. He does not want to be called out by any of the people, and he just kind of wants to like disappear, you know, into the world again and just be a normal person. And that makes sense. Like he didn't really have a good ending to that show, right? Not to mention he kind of like caused a lot of drama for himself and hurt people's feelings. So, but he really did let me down. And I'm disappointed in him. And so all I gotta say is bye, JT. But with the whole Venita and Craig fiasco, because her and Sally do start talking about it, I side with Venita. Venita is a girl's girl. And to me, girl's girl, like, I always thought that I wasn't because I hung out with a lot of boys. But I've always had girls' backs, you know? I've never been like, yeah, the guy should go screw her. You're cheating on her. Yeah, good for you. Like, if I ever found out that the guys that I was hanging out with, they were cheating on their girlfriends, I would give them shit. I'm like, if you don't tell her, I'm going to go tell her. And I was like, if you guys are doing bad things, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know, because once I know, then I get involved and I have to do something about it. You know what I mean? So in that sense, I guess I have always been a girl's girl. Like, I will always kind of, even men now that try to hit on me, if I find out that they're married or they have girlfriends, it's like, I just, especially those ones on Facebook or social media that they're messaging you while their like wife is in their like profile photo. It's like, what are you doing? No, I cannot do that. I don't engage. I don't participate. In fact, those are the people that I do not respond to. I don't like to block all the time unless it gets really like aggressive. I like people to see me do well. You know, I used to always be the blocker and to the leader, but now I just keep people there. They'll eventually remove themselves. My energy becomes too much for them, you know? And by too much, it means like I'm overpowering, I'm doing well. They don't like to see people doing well. Because the only people that will, if you're already following them, delete you, are the people that, you know, you just no longer vibe with, or you don't inspire anymore, or they're a bit jealous of like kind of like where you're headed and where they haven't gone yet, right? So, but when it comes to this whole Craig and Vanita thing, like, just because Vanita's on Southern Charm doesn't mean she needs to side with you. You know what I mean? Vanita didn't even say anything bad. It showed, like, production did her really good by showing everything that happened. All she said was, you guys are broken up. Just don't talk about it anymore. Like, because Paige, I listened to Giggly Squad and I know Paige made one podcast episode with Hannah where she's like, let me address this because now it's becoming like all this big thing. She talked about it once and she shut it down. And if it kept coming up or whatever, she just completely ignored it. She just went on with her life. But Craig, yes, I've seen Craig in multiple interviews, multiple podcast episodes and this and that, and getting quotes that he kept talking about it. And I guess Vanita was just like, just maybe stop talking about it because then it doesn't give it power anymore. But Craig, through the grapevine, heard something different. And he's like, you know, she's not my friend, blah, blah, blah. And instead of really pulling Vanita aside to talk to her about it, like, hey, what's going on? Like, where did that comment come from? Like, can we have a good discussion about this? He publicly was like, okay, then announced that they're not friends anymore because she has an opinion. And it's like, okay, so you are really the one that caused the line, the line in the sand, and people are gonna. If you're really gonna make people choose sides, then yeah, she's gonna pick Paige. She wasn't even choosing sides. She was just like, Paige is, you know, my girl, and it's like she's already made her piece and she's made her statement. Like, it's time for you to just kind of like just kill it. Like, don't keep playing the victim in this thing that like, oh well, she said this, so I'm gonna pretend that yeah, I'm the victim. She cheated on me, blah blah blah. When it's not true. Just stop talking about it. Don't make it a bigger deal. He took offense to that, and he like, we're not friends anymore over that. Okay. Where's your vagina, Craig? Like, okay, that's fine. Vanita can do way better without you. You know, she's the one that's put together. You're the one that's a little bit like all over the place. Like, the color doesn't stay within your lines. You like bleed through so much shit. He's just got so many issues. I feel like he hasn't addressed. He's one of those guys that like needs to go to therapy but won't. And I don't think therapy is a bad thing. It will help him really like organize his thoughts and like really narrow down what he's doing this one day. He's doing that one day. He's not an alcoholic. Then he's Craig is an alcoholic, but I'll get into that later. I know people say, well, let them decide. I'm in recovery as well, and I have not drank in almost 4 years. Prior to that, it was 5 years. Had a huge relapse for many years. And by relapse, not that I went out and partied, but just would drink on occasion until I realized like it's just not for me. I get to have an opinion on other people. Like, if you're going to especially be on TV, I get to say it. I know like sometimes I'll see Lala be like, well, it's not for me to say. Like, it's for them to say if they're an alcoholic or not. But listen, I don't play that shit. She wants to be cool because she still wants job contracts. That's great. I don't need job contracts. I have an opinion, I'm going to say it. And I think that he's an alcoholic. When you drink that much because you can't deal with your shit and your attitude changes that much, like, you have let the demons in, and you're an alcoholic. Like, that's just it. But anyway, back to the whole Sally and Vanita conversation. I'm glad that Vanita held her ground when it came to Craig. She didn't give in and be like, oh, you're not going to be my friend? Okay, yeah, let me switch sides. But also, Sally is also giving me bad vibes, already saying that Vanita should have sided with Craig, but she'll still stick by Vanita because Vanita's her girl. You can tell that she goes for the penis over the vagina. And if you keep watching the episode, You'll understand what I meant. I was so happy I got the gratification. I just knew. Look, I have met these people. I'm 41 years old. Every one of these people that as I get older and I meet, I'm like, you, like, for example, I go to the grocery store and I meet a guy named Josh. Josh reminds me of Bo when I was in my 20s. Everyone that I meet is a representation of someone that I've met before. So they remind me, there's similarities. And it's like, I've seen this person before. Or sometimes guys ask me out on dates. It's like, no, I've already dated you in my 20s. It's like, I'm not going to go out on a date with you. Like, I dated you before, but your name was Sergey and you were 26 when I dated you. You know what I mean? Like, I have these things where I meet people, and maybe it is my ADHD slash autism slash whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm very emotionally intelligent. It's just, I've met these people before and I've met them in different forms. And it's like, I can see certain characteristics. They might not be the exact same person, but it reminds me of people, you know? And Sally reminds me of every girl that says that I've got the girls back. Like, yes, she was there for Vanita when Vanita was going through the thing with JT. But when it comes to her being the center of attention, fuck you, Vanita. She's throwing you to the side because here she comes through. Her main energy, that main character energy is coming through, you know? Anyways, then you see Patricia. Patricia is the, now we're at Patricia's house, sorry. So Patricia was the one that was holding the baby shower for Madison, hence why Shep, Austin, they were all shopping earlier for Madison. Patricia's like the Lisa Vanderpump of Southern Charm. But honestly, her face looks amazing. Like, she does not look, you can just tell by like her hands and how kind of like slow she walks and how she talks. Like, she's definitely like old school, but like by her face, you could never tell. But another thing I want to point out at this baby shower is the fact that Corey is back on our screens is so cringe. He's gone from Summer House and he dumped that pretty little blonde girl, like literally like shaded her out, ghosted her. But I feel like they brought in West because West is like the not as jacked, shorter version of Corey. Maybe a little bit more humble. But their mustaches, it's just, is that a New York thing or an East Coast thing? It's just crazy. But anyways. Then you see Whitney and Patricia. They're kind of like just kind of getting things ready and saying hi to the guests. I just find like, although Whitney is not one of my favorite characters on the show, like, it's just, they're so out of place. Like, they're much more calm and like, you know, like, they're not involved in this crazy drama. I mean, Whitney not anymore. I mean, he used to be, right? But it's just so funny seeing them with all these like literally kids. And they're always so unimpressed by them. And it's like, but I know they're executive producers. I don't know what that means. Like, do they have to appear on the show? Like, maybe they can just not, but maybe they have some say in the editing. But anyways, it's just so funny to see it. And then you see Craig, Austin, and Shep together because they all like arrived and they're all saying hi. It's just, again, so cringe. It's like cringe squared, okay? Like, these guys, Peter Pan squared needs to like, oh my God, I can't. And think about it. This whole show is based on how like they're Peter Pans. As long as the show keeps going, they're going to be stuck in the same sort of like phase of their life. And then when the show ends, I just can't wait to see what's going to happen. Like, they've let all these girls go and all these opportunities that they've like screwed, and they've tarnished their name because they're all like literally alcoholics and like done all these mean things to women. Like, I just can't wait to see what the future will eventually hold. But yeah, I like a couple seasons ago, I loved Austin. After he broke up with Madison, he was just kind of like more calm. And then when Craig was with Paige, I loved him. But then now it's like, oh, they're just, that energy is back together. And it's just so like, honestly, they're like toxic girls when they get together. The only hot guy at this baby shower was Madison's husband, Brett. Like, oh my God. Madison honestly has won this show. Like, she has like come out on top. I think Madison and Vanita next. Like, they are just, and they're the ones that came to the show late. But they're just so prim and proper and like got their shit together, and like everyone else is like so struggling. It's just like, it really goes to show that, you know, doesn't matter how long you've been on it, it's really what you do with like the hand that you've been dealt. And I think that they've kind of turned it in their favor more so than the other characters on the show. Now, I'm Persian, but I'm also not the biggest Leva fan because I saw that Leva arrived at the party as well. Season 1, she came in hot at Catherine. It was the whole racism thing with like tearing down the statues in Charleston because of some racism thing. You know, I get that you want to take down the things, the statues, but you're also like unable to erase history. Like, it's part of history. So I don't think the statues like are like to praise the bad people. It's just to kind of remind the people of what's happened. You know what I mean? Things that like you can tear down a statue, but you're still not going to erase history. And I feel like people that do that are just trying to like get history erased. Like it's never going to erase what's happened. And if you think taking down a statue is going to change it, okay, go ahead. Like then put up something else that's like, you know, I don't know. It's just I find it so like weird when people do stuff like that. But anyways, she came in hot when the season went, and then when the season was over, she saw how she looked online. She looked like shit, and the audience did not have her back because she was going at Catherine. And Catherine was like the people's favorite, and people felt bad for her about what she's gone on throughout her life. And then she came back with this zen fucking attitude. Like, you know what, like, yeah, I'm zen, and like, I'm so skinny now, and like, me and Kuchik, like, who's her son, little, but like, it means like small in Farsi, so Kuchik. And like, I don't know, it's just, and then with the whole, I've never watched her show, I forgot what it's called. What's it called? Yeah, Southern Hospitality. Sorry, I just got my daughter to tell me. Southern Hospitality, like it's just, I've never watched it. It was just, I can't get into it. I think I tried to watch a couple episodes in the first couple seasons, but anyways, you are as good as your last episode. She hasn't been on in a while. Like this is the first time I've seen her in quite some time. So I don't hate her. I think she's a great businesswoman. She does manage a lot, you know, with her husband, and I'm great, you know, but like as a character on the show, I'm not too impressed. Craig, again, focusing on like Craig is just so sensitive, and I don't know what he did here. I forgot to take the note, but he's just so sensitive. He has the ego of like a hot air balloon. He wants to fight with a girl. I think it was when Madison asked him about Vanita, and he was like acting all weird, like trying to get like, oh, it's like he was gonna break out into hives when he said his name. It's like you're fighting over a female about whose side that they're taking when you broke up with your girlfriend. Like honestly, Paige dodged a bullet. This is what Paige saw that no one else did at that time. She dodged a bullet. Then you have Molly, you know, now everyone's arrived at the party and everyone's just mingling, and you have Molly like flirting with Corey at the bar, and then she's saying that she wants to skip band, but the poor thing is drinking away. I just feel she's so pure, and I feel so bad for her. Like she wants to have her cake, which is like stay in the band and all the prior obligations that she's had, but she wants to eat it too. Like she wants to still film the show and hang out with the boys, and especially hang out with Corey and to keep drinking. It's like, unfortunately for her, it's gonna come to a screaming halt, and she's really gonna, you know, learn it the hard way. But if that's what my girl needs to go through, then that's what she needs to go through. But Corey with the anaconda comment, ugh. Molly, you can do so much better. He's not that good looking. Then you see Sally flirting with Craig. Guys, I knew it. She runs wild with the dick. This is that type of girl, okay? And then back to what I said earlier, I agree with Vanita, because Vanita did mention, like, look, if Craig had an issue with what I had said, because I was asked about my opinion, and she never said anything bad about Craig. She just said maybe he should stop talking about it because, like, it's just making him look like, you know, worse and worse and worse. Craig should have been a man and pulled her aside and had a conversation with her privately before denouncing their friendship publicly and cowardly, like, everywhere. In every fucking interview that he did. Like, the 10, 15 interviews that he did outside, Paige only did one, which was on her own podcast, you know? Anyways, then Craig gives Madison the present that he quilted for her, I guess, because he's learning how to quilt. And it's this really nice like baby blanket that like all the little squares in the middle have different pieces. It's like an original, it's like couture quilt for Madison. And then Patricia sees and she's like, it's kind of tacky that they're opening up gifts without kind of inviting anybody over. So then the next scene turns to them opening up gifts. And honestly, like the present that Rodrigo got her is one of my favorite things. Like, I love when people listen to what you're saying and they give you a gift that's meaningful regardless of the price. Now, it's also so appreciative that everyone bought her a gift. Like, it's so nice, of course. Like, you know, they have a registry. You say what you need or what you want or what you think that the person wants, and you get it. It's really helpful for like mom-to-bees. You know, then they don't have to, no matter how rich they are, they don't have to like go do it themselves. There's so much other stuff on their mind. But it's so thoughtful when someone like the fact that he like painted a teddy bear, and because she's gonna name her daughter Teddy after her father, like, and it's framed. It's just so thoughtful. Like those are the gifts that really hit the heart. Like I really love Rodrigo. He's such a good friend. You can just tell by that like gift that he gave. Like it's so thoughtful, and he really like he put some thought into it. So that's really nice. Again, back to Craig and Sally flirting, like gross. Like Sally pushing Vanita to talk to Craig just to push her own personal agenda with Craig is honestly like a whore. Like I hate girls like this. I've met so many girls like this in my life and I hate them. I hate when they act like that, like they're just like pick-me's, and it's like Vanita saying Sally is a girl's girl until Craig is involved, or unless there's dick involved, like amen to that. And how Sally sees nothing wrong with her pushing Vanita rather than happening organically is even more like a whore, you know? And then episode 1 ends with Vanita kind of walking off and being upset. Now we go into episode 2, because I watched both the episodes. First of all, Little Craig is like so cute. Little Craig is like the star of the show. Little Craig. He is so fat. Like, I just want to like squeeze his little like butt cheeks, you know? He doesn't have them, but his jabs, you know? And then Molly and her snake again. Like, it's like they're introducing all the animals of the show. Like, okay, we don't need to see the animals. Like, except for Little Craig, we're good. But one thing about Sally that it showed and I love is her long-haired doxies. We love doxies in this family because we used to babysit one back home in Vancouver. I have a Yorkie now. I used to have a pit bull. We're a dog family, but we love the doxies. They're so cute. And how they're just running around, you know? It was kind of weird that she was like washing them in the sink. Not because the dogs are dirty, but because the sink's dirty. But I guess she lives on her own, so et cetera, et cetera. So then Sally calls Vanita, and Vanita expressed how she was upset with her and how she left the party almost crying because like she was just pushing her to talk to Craig and she wasn't ready. She's like, first of all, this is Madison's baby shower. I don't want, if everything goes haywire, for me to like be the cause of it. And you just kept pushing me after I told you no, only because you want to hang out with Craig and you want to feel better about hanging out with Craig. Anyways, I understand Vanita not understanding how Sally can be so dick crazy because I also don't understand it. It's very easy for me to put up boundaries with men. So it's really hard for me to understand from a point of view of a woman that can't and that wants that attention from men. Then there's a scene where Craig's saying that he's never had a good relationship with alcohol while single. Dude, it's not just while you're single. Like, you're an alcoholic, and I'm sorry. And unless you man up and admit it, like, this is going to be his life when he's 40, 50, 60, 70, all the way. It's not just when he's single. You know? Why does he stop drinking when he's with a girl or drink less? It's because he's like a chameleon. Like, he turns into what the girlfriend wants him to be. But that's not addressing the real issue, you know? Because as you can see from the beginning of episode 1 where it showed that they got into a huge fight, because episode 1 it showed that they're all around a bar, they're cheersing, and then all of a sudden Craig and Austin are going at it, and all the previews are just showing Craig and Austin going at it. And so all these episodes are a preface to like leading up to that one moment, and which was the introduction of episode 1. And then to hear him say that, like, I'm only an alcoholic when I'm single, I don't know how to control my... It's just so ironic and paradoxical. I don't understand why people just won't stop drinking. This is coming from me, Nas, as like someone that I just don't drink. Like, you don't have to always have a drink, or you don't have to drink ever. Like, I don't know why it's so hard for people just to say no. Like, do they really? And these are coming from people that are like, I don't give a shit what people think. Celebrities, reality stars, people are going to think something bad about you, but then you care about them thinking that you're not going to have a drink at like an event, or like that guy's an alcoholic, that's why he's not drinking, so you'd rather just have one to prove to people that you can't. I don't know, it's weird for me. Then you see Molly having a conversation with Madison, and she's a girl's girl, so she's telling Madison this, but then later on you see that this is actually caught on film. So Molly's not saying anything that she shouldn't be saying. This is actually, it's aired, and it was something that was filmed with cameras there, but she tells Madison that Sally said that she's more Austin's type than Audrey, and that she'll go after Austin the minute that she breaks up with Audrey. And I feel like Sally and Audrey are sort of friends, like they know each other, you know, like either they're sort of friends or they are friends, so that's just weird. But then it also comes out that she was also hanging out with Craig the day after, or that night after Madison's baby shower. It was her, Craig, and Corey, I think, and Shep. And then Corey left, and Shep leaves, and then Sally leaves. And so it's just like, girl, what the fuck? She just wants to screw everybody, it seems like. I just don't understand how you can put so much energy in all these different people because like you're giving away so much of your energy to people that don't deserve it. It's just such an energy drain. It's such an energy vampire. I love the new guy, Whitner. You see Whitner with with Austin and Shep. He's introduced as a new guy. Finally, a man with a job on Southern Charm, a job that is like, he's a lawyer. So it's good to see. And I love how he says, like, I have to work for my own money. I'm not a trust fund baby. Finally. So I do like him. From what we've seen of him so far, I like him. But then you can see that the way that the guys were talking, because Shep brings up that, because Shep was there, that Sally and Craig and the text messages and how dumb Craig is to not tap into his spidey senses and bang Sally, because obviously, like, she was there, like, it's like 4 a.m, like, they're drunk in the hot tub, like, what the hell? It's like, see how gross men are? It's like, that's like, and Sally wants this. This is what she wants. She wants to be the top. Yeah, they all want to bang me. Oh my God. Like, as if she's some like prize. But you are not gold. Okay? I also love how Rodrigo doesn't really entertain Sally's behavior, Yeah, because I guess he's having a conversation with Benita and he's saying like, yeah, like this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out with her and like all these kind of like situationships that she's getting herself in. So again, Rodrigo, real one, solid, love him. One thing, side note though, I do find that Austin and Shep kind of look considerably older this year. Not in a bad way, they just look like they've gotten older, more mature looking. Whereas like before they kind of had like baby faces. I don't know if that's the stress of the show, or the drinking, or just, age, but I can see it a little bit this year, especially more in Shep. Anyway, Sally has her verbal party, and she's kind of inviting everybody. It's showing them all set up. Then you see Benita and Rodrigo show up, and then her friend Charlie shows up. Initially, I thought, okay, Southern Charm is so floozy and sleazy this year. Like, what the hell with Charlie? But I do end up liking Charlie. And then you kind of see Benita going in and kind of changing her outfit. Then she comes back down. She's organizing the colored cups. It's like, this is why I love her so much. Her aesthetic is so chic. She's just so well put together. Like, I love her. Anyways, but I do end up liking Charlie for a number of reasons. Because then you see them having a conversation up on the deck prior to, like, everyone just arriving. They're just kind of, like, mingling, kind of getting the party started. She does say that, she does talk to Shep. She doesn't deny it. Like, she's kind to him. But every time he mentions, like, let's go on a date, she, like, ignores it. She ignores that comment. And she just doesn't respond to it. And then he messages her again. And then they have a conversation. Then he's like, we should go out. And she just cuts the conversation. I do that, too. If people start in my DMs or text, try to get really inappropriate or ask me out, I just stop talking. Then they'll reach out again. Oh my God, hey, I did this, and okay, yeah, and I'll respond. Then I don't respond to like dates or. Before I used to be like, no, I used to try to explain myself. Now I just don't respond. Like, once you go there, like I'm done. Hopefully she carries this energy with the other guys that are being creepy, because I saw when Sally was telling her a little bit about Craig, she kind of like went silent, but Charlie also looks like she can hold herself. Like, she's not like, yeah, I want to be like the main attention. Like, she looks like she knows what she wants. And if that's not what she wants, she ain't going for it, And she's able to say no. Then finally Austin shows up, and Austin has Aubrey there. Aubrey. But it's nice to see because, like, she's kind of just been like someone that he's talked about. And so it's nice to see like that it's an actual person. But then Whitner shows up as well, and honestly, he's the best guy. Like, male energy for once, thank God. And then you see Whitner and Charlie end up having a conversation. I love this conversation. I was like, this is the couple that needs to happen. Then you see Molly doing the keg stand. Like, and then you have Corey and Craig holding her up. Like, this is the white people shit that I just will never understand. Like, I'm Persian. I grew up with Italians. I'm sure they had cake stands. I just was never at a party to see one. The odd few that I did see, I just never understood them. Like, why be held upside down and drink beer? Just drink it normally. Like, I've seen people shotgun beer. I kind of get it. It's like, you open it. Like, why even open it at the other end? Just open it the normal way and drink it. I don't know. People do weird things when it comes to beer. Then you see them go down to the beach because now everyone's arrived and the party's getting a little bit more, they're like, oh, let's go play some games, or because they have a nice setup as well on the beach. And then someone suggests, let's go, play some games on the beach. So then you see them starting to throw the football around. So Sally's chucking the football at Austin, and Austin's like, oh, wow, she can actually like throw the ball. And obviously production knows what they're doing. They zoom right in on Audrey looking at them. You can tell that she's not liking it. Like, she's like, okay, like, so, because, you know, when you have a guy and like he's commenting another girl on things that she can do really well, but you can't do it all. And it's not like he's comparing them. He's not like, oh, Audrey can't do that. It's just Audrey knows that she can't throw a fucking football. But like, he's commenting Sally on her throwing up the football. Like, that would piss the fuck out of me for sure. Like, we're breaking up then. This is why I'm single. And then production editing what Sally had said about Austin, like, ouch, because she had said that, like, you know, yeah, like production does them so dirty, and I love it when they do that. Like, that's this drama that I'm looking to watch. Like, production was like, yeah, I'm better for Austin than Audrey, and I'm gonna go for him the minute that they break up. Right after it shows Audrey just eyeing them while they're throwing the football to each other. I loved it. Way to go, production. So Sally wants to frick Craig, but be with Austin. Like, this girl is just gonna watch. After a few seasons, she's not coming back, especially with this energy. What, Catherine all over again, but with these guys, not with Thomas and fucking Whitney. You know, she's such a pick-me. She wants to be the center of attention. She doesn't like anyone talking to these two guys. One has a boyfriend, okay, and one's just her friend that her other girl cannot stand. But she wants to be the center of these two guys' attention. Honestly, she's making herself look such like a whore and so bad. Then her getting mad at Charlie while she's flirting with Austin, that Charlie was flirting with Craig while they're just having a conversation. Like, it just shows them literally. And you know, Craig, like, you just heard Austin and Shep say Craig is so oblivious to these things. Like, he doesn't take these as like signs, and like he doesn't take it as like, oh yeah, she's flirting with me. Oh my God. Like, literally the guy, this is where I side with Craig. He's literally in the water just having a conversation with this girl. Like, they're, you know? And then she's getting mad at Charlie for having a conversation with Craig, and then says, girl code? Bitch, what about girl code with Vanita? What about girl code with Audrey? While you're going around behind her back telling people that you're gonna like frick her man and that you're better for her man than she is. Like, are you fucking for real? Like, get the fuck out of here, honestly. Like, I cannot handle girls like this. I don't care if she's drunk or not. She wasn't drunk like that. Like, and if she gets drunk and does this, then you're an alcoholic too, and you just not drink, okay? The funniest part and the best part, and this is why I love Madison, like, she's like the star of the show. She's sitting there with Audrey, and they're kind of having a conversation. And then Audrey's like, so, like, is Sally dating Craig? Or is Charlie dating Craig? Like, what's happening? And then Madison's like, no, actually, Sally wants Austin. That's the energy that just, I'm like, this is it. This season is going to be the best one yet of Southern Charm. I'm here for it. You see Audrey go, like, and then, like, a couple things happen. Like, Charlie gets out of the water with Craig, and then she's like, oh my God, I fell. Sally's like, I fell. And you could come help me. Charlie's like, how can I come help you? She's like, because you were flirting with Craig. What? And you were flirting with Austin. Like, what the hell? Okay, so if having a conversation is flirting, then I don't know what you would say that you did in the hot tub when your best friend Benita hates, like, Craig. Like, I just, like, I can't. It's driving me crazy. I'm not even on the show, and it's driving me crazy. I can't. And then Audrey goes and approaches Austin, and she's like, so, Sally likes you and she wants you? And then Austin's like, no, that's ridiculous. Like, she's just the flirt. She's the one that flirts with everybody. Okay, that's not the way that you want to be known to the group, Sally. So anyways, the episode ends, and I was here for all of it. I loved it. I'm almost sad that I have to recap it, because I want to watch them just burn everything down to the ground while Vanita and Madison and Rodrigo keep their hands clean. They're my favorites. And Molly. But I know Molly's, Molly's just there, like, for a good time. She's not there to, like, find a husband and, like, screw the entire, And the guys that she picks are not people that, like, are going to be at odds with each other or is going to cause a rift in this circle of friends, And she had girl code. She was there, and she even, like, said, look, Sally has said this. And I see in previews, like, she goes out with Sally as well. It's like, yes. I'm so glad. Because I do not like that Sally girl. Sally reminds me of people that I've known and met prior in my life that I've cut off because they're just so toxic and all they care about is guys. And I cannot. It's just so triggering for me to watch her. Like, it really triggers me, you know? But yeah. God be with thee, Sally. But anyways, guys, it's so good. These first 2 episodes are so good. Like, I'm dying to see more. So, yeah, please, I keep forgetting to say this, pursuers on all my podcasts, but please like, subscribe, and share. I would love if you guys did that. And stay tuned because we have more recaps coming for a bunch of other shows later on this week, okay? Thanks for listening.